Hey everybody, Mr. Egan here, and if you're watching this video, you clicked on the video link here, and we're looking at how to complete the day 1 and day 2 component of our project here where we make our 2D blueprint. So if you've looked at the prior slides, you'll know that our 2D blueprint is all about creating a two-dimensional model that shows all of the components of the product that you're making for our rescue team. It has all the components within your model labeled so we know what we're looking at. And when we look at your 2D blueprint, we should be easily able to identify how your product would look. In order to create your blueprint, we have 5 steps that we're going to follow that are going to help us create it in a way that accomplishes these goals. So if you click on the science lesson here, it's going to pull up this slideshow. And we're going to be looking at how to create a blueprint and what the purpose of a blueprint is. So a blueprint is a relative idea of what your product is and the different features in it. So when we look at it, we can see all the different parts and pieces, and it shows us what a 2D version of your real product would look like for real life. So this is what it would look like in real life if we were to make it. And there are 5 things that we're going to do to create a blueprint of your product for our rescue team, starting with step number 1. In step 1, we need to decide if we want to make a digital or a hard copy blueprint. Okay, so are you somebody who likes to draw and feel that you're stronger when it comes to drawing different models and things? Or are you somebody who prefers digital creations or copies of things because it's easier to manipulate? So you're first going to decide which kind of thing you want to use to create your blueprint. If you want a hard copy, if you're somebody who likes to draw, we need to take the following questions into consideration as we think about how we're going to draw it. What are you going to need to draw it? What are the best ways to draw your blueprint? How are you going to draw the inside and outside of your product? How are you going to label it? So as you're thinking about how I'm going to make this blueprint, these are things we need to be able to do. If you're somebody who's using a digital copy for your blueprint, what website, application, or program are you going to use? Is it Tinkercad? Is it Google Draw or something else? How are we going to use images that we need to show what the final product looks like? How will you show what's inside and outside of your project, and how will you label it? So to help us decide which one is best, we need to ask ourselves these questions. If we can answer all of the questions with confidence, then that's probably a good choice for you. If not, maybe the other. Once you pick out which way you're going to create your blueprint, we then need to decide what angle should we start with. What's the best way to show what our product looks like? Do we need a side view, a front view? Do we need multiple angles? Do we need to show the top, the back, or the side so that we can figure out what it is? But as you're thinking about what angle to create for your product, we need to ask ourselves, what is the best view to show everything within your energy system product? Do you need more than one drawing to show all of these things? From here, if we have our drawing or our digital copy picked out, if we have our angle picked out, we then are going to start by creating a messy idea or sketch of what it should look like. And this can be ugly. It doesn't need to be perfect. We can throw ideas out. Think of this like brainstorming whenever we create a visual model, okay? We're just brainstorming and throwing ideas on your paper, or brainstorming and throwing ideas on your Google Draw. So what is a basic idea for how it should look? Start pulling things in. And then how do I show all the ideas for your model? There's no wrong way to do this, okay? It can look messy. It can look basic. It can have very simple labels to start. We can start with one thing and then move to something else. There's no wrong way to do this. Once we have a general idea of what it should look like, step 4 is label everything, okay? We need to label everything that we see within our system on the outside so we know exactly what we're looking like, and we should be able to see some labels for what's inside your model. So as you're looking to build your blueprint, ask yourself, what are all the parts that I should see on the outside of the system? What are all the parts that I should see that make up the inside of the system? So once we've chosen our way of doing this blueprint, once we've picked our angles, once we've made our messy sketch and we have labeled everything, step 5 is we're going to revise and make our final 2D blueprint. We should have strong professional quality within our blueprint. Things like having good labels, color. We should be able to see exactly what it is. We should see some level of how it works. And as we're making it, number 1, we should constantly be asking ourselves, does this look professional? Could someone else outside of class easily identify what it is I'm making? So those are your 5 steps that we need to follow in order to create your blueprint. If you have questions, reach out. Otherwise, good luck.